Wednesday, the 22nd of March. Massive boost for NHS. Quincy joins Barts. Pope on whirlwind tour. Look at him go. NASA confess we're fucking useless. Please welcome the man who loves a black hole, Mr. Ian Lee.
Scary. Hello and welcome to the 11 o'clock show. These are the voyages of the NASA Mars probe. Its one-year mission to crash straight into Mars. That's right, leaked documents allege that NASA launched their latest spaceship with dodgy brakes. Of course it's going to crash. It had as much chance of a safe landing as Rod Hull, the fiddler on the roof. God bless him. It's the most embarrassing mess shot into space since my mum caught me with the Freeman's catalogue in my bedroom. Ah, the underwear. But bless them, NASA are still trying to achieve the impossible. Only last week, they sent Stephen Hawking on a mission to get a pint of milk. Now, no, seriously, that's one small step for man, one fucking big headache for Stephen. But, who do they think he is? Superman? Well, maybe from the back, but at least the Yanks are having a go. When we told our astronauts to boldly go where no man has gone before, they tried to hump Anne Widdecombe. Still, at least we leave the world in space theory. It's now thought that the universe expands to infinite size before turning back and rapidly shrinking. It's called the Phelps effect. She was big, now she's still quite big. But enough of this Martian malarkey. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the ruler of my galaxy. It's her, Miss Daisy Donovan.
Thanks, Ian. Can I just tell you about the monkey on my back?
Yeah, go on.
OK. Crowds in Australia were concerned for Prince Philip's health when he visited Wagga Wagga and failed to make any controversial comments at all. Fans of the Prince's gaffes are hoping he'll make a full recovery by the time he gets to his next stop, Lesbos.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Now, let me tell you what's coming on tonight's show. Ricky Gervais takes the temperature of the NHS. Gossip King Dominic Moen tells us just what's been happening in bed with Madonna.
And I'll be finding out why celebrities have got more pulling power than politicians.
Oh, excuse me. But first, it's time for the headlines.
Tonight's top stories.
Archaeologists have discovered a 90-year-old biscuit belonging to Antarctic explorer Ernest Shackleton. They think it's a penguin.
A report says that teenage drivers are more likely to crash when driving with passengers. The driving test now includes the phrase, "When I smash my face against the dashboard and my neck breaks, I want you to stop."
A cross-dressing SAS officer convicted of beating up 4 policemen is reportedly writing his memoirs, Juliet Bravo 20.
Police targeted racists today in a series of dorm raids. A spokesman said it's been by far the best recruitment drive we've ever had.
FBI files have revealed Charlie Chaplin to be a sexual predator. They allege that he often gave his girlfriends the silent treatment and then beat them black and white.
As Bill Clinton's presidency draws to a close, fears are increasing that his mind is no longer on the job.
And those were tonight's headlines.
Man alive, I tell you, with all the conflict in the world, it sometimes feels like the human tendency for anger is running rampant. Daisy, do you have difficulty controlling your temper?
No, Ian, I remain perfectly calm at all times.
Well, not all times, eh?
When don't I, you fucking twat?
Oh, one hot mama there. Well, for those of you who don't share Daisy's self-control, here with some free advice on the subject is Dr. Greg Dupont.
Hello, I'm Dr. Greg Dupont, French-Canadian psychotherapist and author of What's That Noise? Hey, listen, it's your inner child. I've come here to London to find out people's emotional response to the news that banks have slapped a fee on the use of cash point machines. I'm asking people about the new charges that are being levied on them for the use of cash point machines. How do you feel about it?
She agreed.
She agreed?
She agreed, yes.
And would you tell them that you were angry?
I'd simply write a letter saying that because of that I was changing my bank.
Would you tut?
Sorry?
How about wagging your finger?
Yeah.
And shouting?
Yeah, terrible.
What about flipping your head? Ugh. Okay. And how about shouting? What would you say?
Shit.
Do you feel angry about it?
Well, only facts.
Pardon?
Halifax?
Halifax. What do you have to say to the Halifax?
Well, nothing. Very good.
I think it's a cheat, and I feel very, very angry.
Tell them.
I feel very angry over it. Because you shouldn't have to pay.
Now, release the feeling of anger by just yelling at the camera. Ah!
Oh! I ain't yell at you!
Have you ever found that alcohol helps to dumb down the feelings of rage?
All right, Linda. I'll see you later. What rage?
So there you have it. The people of London are angry. If you are, don't be afraid to express it. Go into your bank tomorrow and turn the air blue with your filthy British expletives. Remember, they can only throw you out so many times. This has been Dr. Greg DuPont for the 11 o'clock show, London.
Now, there's more to America than handguns, handjobs and sex addict presidents.
It's a complex country embodying as it does the diverse hopes and dreams of straw-sucking rednecks and Uzi-toting right-wing fucknuts.
Here to explain the American agenda is thinker, talker and all-American Dave Fulton.
Hey Dave, thanks for coming on. Nice having you. Now, Dave, let's cut straight to the chase. What's happening in the presidential race right now?
Well, we've been narrowed down to our selection for 2 new dictators.
Dictators?
Well, kings to be. We'll never elect a woman because we'd probably get more done, actually. But when it comes down to, you know, who's going to be our president, I don't know. If Bush is going to be it, forget it. Forget it.
But the gun control is a big issue, isn't it?
Well, if you're not using 2 hands, yeah. I mean, it'll wobble. It's hard to line up. I have guns at home. I have 2 guns at home. I don't use them anymore because I don't go to high school, of course. But we do have gun control. We have what they call, if you want to buy a handgun in America now, you have to fill out a form and wait 5 days.
That long?
Yeah, I know. So you could run into a gun store going, I need a handgun right fucking now. And they're going, well, you have to fill out a form, wait 5 days. And, of course, your reasoning is, in 5 days, I could be calm and rational. Why would I want a handgun?
5-day cooling-off period for psychos. It sounds fair, I think. Right, but finally, what do you think Bill Clinton's legacy will be?
He's pretty much given us a definition between what is sexual relations and what is, you know, a Hummer with the doors closed. So, you know what a Hummer is?
Of course, I don't think we do know what a Hummer is. Is it like OXO?
Yeah, it's no.
Right, okay.
It probably tastes the same. The Hummer's, thanks. Hummer's is a blowjob. It's like you guys don't even know what Coyote Ugly is, you know, which is what Monica Lewinsky is. Coyotes, when they get their leg caught in a trap, rather than being caught, they'll actually chew their leg off to get away. And Monica Lewinsky's the kind of girl that if you slept with her, woke up in the morning and found that your arm was under her, rather than to wake up, you would chew your arm off.
On that note, I think we'll leave it there, ladies and gentlemen. Dave Fulton. Now, there are certain things that just don't go well together. Chalk and cheese.
Oil and water.
And, of course, Heather Mills and football.
But worst of all, celebrities and politics. Our top personalities think they know how to run the country. But will anyone take any notice of them? I went to London, Ian, to find out.
With Michael Douglas and Jerry Halliwell acting as UN envoys and even Chris Evans sticking his nose into politics, it appears that wealth and fame are more important to us than political acumen and intelligence. I thought I'd see how easy it would be for an international superstar like little old me to join the political bandwagon. How do you do? I'm Daisy Donovan off of the 11 o'clock show. Hello.
Hello, nice to meet you.
I just wonder, I'm the new UN celebrity envoy.
Brilliant, excellent.
For monkey rights.
Excellent.
Could you do, I'm trying to teach people this chant so that we get public support. Is that all right?
Yeah.
So it's basically 2, 4, 6, 8, where do monkeys emanate?
Right,
All right.
2, 4, 6, 8, where do monkeys emanate?
The jungle!
The jungle!
Yeah. Right. I'm the new political envoy for the UN for euthanasia. What do we want?
Gas for grannies.
When do we want it?
Now.
Could you please show your public support?
Adio, no more trouble with...
War crimes, war crimes.
No more war crimes in Kosovo.
Have you got a £5 note you could just loan me for a second?
Let's have a look.
It's lovely, thank you. Now, let's say this is third world debt. So how actually is that going to help third world debt?
Tell me.
I don't know.
No,
I suppose it's just burning money, isn't it?
getting my money.
Sorry.
Can I just show you what we're going to do? Is, if I've got the rope, I'll just have that. That's really what we need to say about that. Because I think the obvious thing is that people really do trust celebrities too much. This has been Daisy Donovan for the 11 o'clock show in London.
For most people, there are only 3 reasons to go to church. Either there's a wedding, a funeral, or a girl around the back of the vestry who let you look at her bumps for a packet of Dairy Lee.
But that's all about to change with the appointment of the new Archbishop of Westminster, Cormac Murphy O'Connor. He's an Irishman. He's pledged to put more bums on pews by modernising the Catholic Church. But we say, don't we, Ian, that that's not as easy as it sounds?
Well, you say it, and I sort of agree. But to help him, we've compiled these simple do's and don'ts for successfully updating the church.
To make Sunday school more appealing, do.
Adapt the morning prayer to reflect the needs of today's youth. Don't.
Ask the Lord for cheats on Tomb Raider 3.
To appeal to teenagers. Do.
Remember that Jesus is no longer relevant to today's youth. Don't.
Replace him with Ricky Martin, although we'd all like to see the Latino twat get crucified.
To get people singing, do.
Try and make hymns more trendy with jazzier arrangements. Don't.
Try and force the words of Jerusalem to brimful of Asher. That's what vicars do in soaps and everyone hates them.
To fit in with people's Sundays. Do.
Keep services short and scatter them throughout the day. Don't.
Wheel in big screen football, show the Hollyoaks bum attack and offer hash and a wank at reasonable rates.
When trying to boost your congregation, do.
Put a modern, trendy ad in the local parish magazine. Don't.
Play the controversial ticket with something like this.
You would, though. And those are our Bible-bashing do's and don'ts.
That's it for part 1.
In part 2, Ricky Gervais practices his bedside manner and we squeeze more celebrity secrets out of the Sun's Dominic Mohan.
But before that, let's catch up with the world's worst street trader.
Beckham Wiggs! Get your David Beckham Wiggs! Honestly, you look just like him. You do. You look like...
He looks like.
He looks like that. He's blonde, he's thick, these wigs are selling quick. David Beckham! David Beckham! Wigs! These are so realistic that Victoria wouldn't be able to tell the difference. You could probably pull Victoria and you can find out for yourself whether she really does, you know.
Welcome back to the 11 o'clock show on Wednesday, the 22nd of March.
Still to come, Ricky Gervais on the caring profession, and we talk to the man who told the world that Madonna's up the duff, Sun showbiz columnist Dominic Mohan.
But first, today's headlines.
Prince Philip contaminates cheese. I'll eat it, says Prescott.
Catholic Church target youth. Oh no, not again, says Altar Boy.
Cotton chips set to cost £5. Fears of famine in Glasgow. Very good. The papers are explaining the budget by showing the changes afoot with examples from the world of celebrities and soap characters. So if you want to know how the National Insurance contribution ceiling will affect Beppe Di Marco, today's Mirror is essential reading.
But not everyone fits into the paper's simple stereotypes. For a more realistic look at the financial implications, I've compiled this in-depth report, Ian.
Oh, nice one. Let's have a look.
Well, now, for a professional, middle-aged married couple who work alongside each other in a dead-end job, such as Richard and Judy, the budget is good news all round. Judy will definitely be celebrating the news there's been no rise in the price of spirits, while Richard is certain to benefit from Brown's introduction of tax breaks for smarmy non-thieves. Society's changing gender roles are also taken into account. A married house husband who spends his time doing domestic tasks, such as bathroom enthusiast Carl Hammond. He's going to receive tax breaks, but may still have to supplement his income by appearing as the dick interest in Babes in the Wood.
Right, I understand what you're saying, but what I need to know is how does the budget affect, small businesses?
I'll tell you that, Ian, because...
Please.
Yeah, will do. It's good news for daring young entrepreneurs who've been in trouble with the law since the day they was born, like Beau and Luke Duke, the Dukes of Hazzard. High alcohol taxes are good for their trade in moonshine, although they won't appreciate the new levy on incest. They'll now have to cut down on entering their own sister on the hood of the General Lee.
OK, that's the Dukes of Hazzard covered. What about the less fortunate members of our society?
People perhaps on benefit? Well, there's a major windfall for those claiming disability allowance, such as luckless blue ovoid, Mr Bump. However, the crackdown on benefit fraud means he'll be visited by inspectors intent on discovering whether his bandages are genuine or, as they suspect, mere illustrations in a lightly comic fable. And that, Ian, is how the budget will affect the average everyday citizen.
What a girl. You gotta love her. Thanks very much, Daisy, for that incisive analysis. Gordon Brown's budget also delighted Labour's traditional supporters yesterday by including a £20 billion increase in health spending. For the full implications of that decision, here's Ricky Gervais with his report.
Today, the government began their initiative to pump £20 billion into the NHS over the next 4 years. This huge increase in spending is intended to counter recent accusations of crisis in the National Health Service. Crisis? I'll give you a crisis. I went to hospital in Reading before Christmas, and I saw the doctor, and he gave me the once-over, checked my bollocks, gave me a rectal examination. It was horrible. And then he went, "You're fine. Who did you come to see again?" I went, "My nan." He went, "Oh, she's in Ward B." It's not funny about him. So I went up to Ward B, and there was my nan with all the other people in the ward, all connected to these ECG machines, like pacemaker things. And it had big signs everywhere, "Turn your mobile phone off now." And the reason for that is if it rings, the signal affects the machine, and it can make them jump out of bed. That's nothing. You take in a TV remote control, you can get a Mexican wave going. Brilliant. On a serious note, could I just say that I think nurses are brilliant. Quite seriously, you don't get paid enough. And you do things I'd never dream of doing, like emptying other people's bedpans and washing old men's cocks. Bad example, but I wouldn't empty bedpans. Anyway, and also this silly cliche that all nurses are air-headed, sort of pretty dolly birds. Rubbish. Most of them are fucking pigs. The one I had in Reading when I was in there for about a week, she had a face like a blind cobbler's thumb, right? You know they usually slip bromide in your tea in hospital so you can't have a quick... She didn't need to. She just left a photograph of herself by the bed. Kept the rats away as well. But she was leaning over me once, fluffing my pillow, and I thought I'd be nice to her. And I went, "Oh, that's an interesting perfume." She went, "Oh, thanks." I said, "Let me guess, is it called Come to Me?" She went, "No." I went, "It smells like fucking Come to Me. Wash your hair before you get to work in the morning." This is Ricky Gervais, the 11 o'clock show, Reading. That's the private one.
Daisy, shut up. I'm not interested, but I am interested in tonight's guest. Tell me, please.
Certainly will. Last time he was on, he spilled the beans about Leonardo DiCaprio, a mystery celebrity and a German shepherd, but not all together, obviously. Now he has exclusively revealed that Madonna is with child by this guy. Whose turn is it tonight? Let's find out as we welcome Britain's biggest gossip. It's Dominic Moen.
Look at you walking along like the big fella. What's all this?
Well, it's the second time now, isn't it?
I know, getting cocky.
Right, welcome back, Dominic. It is your second time, and congratulations on your big scoop this week. With the news of Madonna's pregnancy, we thought it was a good time to take a look at celebrity couples in general. Is their romance here to stay, or...
Gone in a day. Brilliant, brilliant.
So, Madonna and Guy Ritchie, what do you think? Here to stay?
Yeah, I do. I think they'll probably get married, to be honest. I mean, I think this seems quite serious. She seems to have calmed down a bit. He seems the right man for her. I think within 2 years they'll probably get married.
Paul McCartney and Heather Mills, you've spoken exclusively with Sir Paul. What do you think? Are they in this for the long run?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Bit of a gag now. Yeah, no, I do. I mean, Paul seems a lot happier than I've seen him over the last few years. Obviously, since Linda died, he's got a twinkle back in his eye, and she seems the right girl for him.
Can you allay the nation's fears to rest, though? Does she play keyboards?
I think he lets her play with his organ occasionally.
Oh! You mean his cock, don't you? That's what you're saying. OK, now, finally, no one was more pleased than me to hear that Vanessa Feltz has found a new man who just happens to be the Sugar Puffs honey monster. There's a picture of who actually is. What do you think? Are they here to stay, or are they going to split up in a bit?
I can't see that one lasting. I think she's on the rebound. I think she just goes out then for free sugar puffs anyway.
Now, I'm sure our audience have got a lot of showbiz questions they'd like to ask. Anyone got any questions for us? Yeah, the young lady there with the red jumper. Stand up, love. Come on, let's have a look. Good girl. That's right.
What do you think about Mel C slagging off Jerry again?
Mel C and Jerry having a bit of a Barney.
I'm getting a bit bored with that, to be honest. I mean, it's no coincidence that Mel C's got a single out this week. That might have something to do with it. But I think we're a bit sick of the Spice Girls bitching, aren't we?
But they were talking about Mel C was supposed to be leaving or something at Christmas, wasn't it? Was that?
There's been a lot of rumours about rows, but I don't think she is. I think they're working on their new album, and fortunately, we'll hear it by the end of the year.
But Mel C and Jerry arguing, it's got to be better than shagging Chris Evans, isn't it? Did Jerry and Chris Evans really get down to it, or was it all just hype?
I reckon that they did. I reckon they did.
Chap there, the bald chap standing next to the... Come on.
I think he's not bald, I think it's shaved head.
He's got a Beckham.
He looks like a spy there.
Is it true David Beckham's haircut cost £300?
Ironic it's coming from you, sir. How much was yours?
Mine cost a £5.
A £5? Was it 300 quid for that?
300 quid for a haircut, yeah. I'd have done it for 200, you know, it's ridiculous. You know.
Did he really pay that much money?
Yeah, £300 for a haircut like that.
I mean,
all he needed to buy his own bloody razor.
How does that happen that somebody walks in and pays £300 for that?
Well, I think he flew up his personal hairdresser from Vidal Sassoon to Manchester who did it for him.
That's the sort of haircut your mum does with the clippers in the back garden, isn't it, on a Sunday?
Yeah.
Unless it's just knits, I don't know.
OK, now, your exclusive today is Billy's new raunchy look. Let's have a look at that. Well, and now she's legal. Very Britney Spears. It does look very Britney Spears there, although her breasts haven't grown quite as quickly yet, have they?
She's 18, there's still plenty of time for them to grow.
All righty.
I'm keeping a close eye.
Yeah, we'll be monitoring that growth very much. And finally, why do you think she didn't choose this image?
We're back to dogs, aren't we?
What the hell, yeah. Back, ladies and gentlemen, Dominic Moen.
All right, no problem. All right.
And for more on tonight's top story about a huge cash injection for the NHS, we go over live now to Ricky Gervais. Ricky, Gordon Brown has said that he intends to get more young people into the health service. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, well, it is a good idea, because a lot of doctors are getting on a bit, like Dr. Legg. I mean, should he really be practising at his age? I mean, mind you, he must be doing something right, because, you know, Mark Fowler's looking good in it, isn't he? I mean, how long's he had that? He must have called that a Grange Eel, didn't he? That's tough as luck. I think that's rhyming slang.
Right, Ricky, moving on if we can. Has there been any indication as to exactly how the money will be spent?
Well, Gordon Brown said that a large amount will be spent on training. But it's a true story, this annoys me. My mate, Don Wilmot, he did 7 years training, he gets into practice, and then after 2 weeks he gets struck off. One minor indiscretion and all that training wasted. He actually slept with one of his patients. I bet it's just a shame because he was a fucking good vet.
OK, stop you there, Gervais, thanks very much.
It was a girl rabbit, he's not queer.
Time now for the news just in.
A firm of British builders have been hired to help in the construction of a 500-foot statue of Buddha. They're not actually building it, they're just modelling for its arse.
A one-legged pensioner has ended up in hospital after crashing his electric buggy while drunk. Doctors have described his condition as unstable.
A suspected drug dealer was caught when her intimate piercings triggered a metal detector. She said that she would have got away with it if she hadn't gone to such a flap.
And that was the news just in.
Oh, you're still here? Well, that's all from tonight's show.
Tomorrow we'll be talking Mockney with Beppe from EastEnders.
Oh, really?
Yes.
But before we go, stop, listen and think about this important charity message. Good night.
Hello. Imagine you're a puppy. Soft, wet nose, inquisitive eyes. Your loving companion is a 9-year-old boy, and you live in a beautiful house with a roaring fire. It's Boxing Day. This is your new home. And this is your only companion. Sick, isn't it? You know, it needn't happen. Please, please send us some money now. A cute little puppy. Come on, don't be a cub.